Lantern Bible, we desire to promote the delights of God's word for a prosperous you and me. Today, James chapter 3.
James chapter 3. Well, let's start. I see you're wearing the biking togs today, PC. You're getting ready.
Always gotta have the good stuff. Anyway, yeah, we're on the road. We're traveling all over the United States. Destination Smoky Mountains, but we're not quite that far yet. But I did find a bike trail, and I haven't seen too many bike trails I didn't like. So away we go.
Away you go. It should be beautiful down there. I am actually at the airport.
You are?
Well, not in real time.
Not in real time.
But when you watch this, I should be in the airport in Barcelona.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. And at that point, you'll find out how well you packed and things like that.
How well I packed, how well my so they speak Catalan in Barcelona, and how well my hello, please, thank you, could I have a coffee with milk.
Are you going to greet us in Catalan then this morning, or are we waiting for next time?
We better wait till next time.
Hola. I see. Catalan. And tell me, what is Catalan? Is it just a local language? What do we know about Catalan?
Catalan is sort of a local language. That's the region that Barcelona is in. If you look at Spain, it borders on France. So you've got a little bit of French mixed into that Spanish. So it's its own creature, but I understand that they do speak Spanish in Barcelona as well, but the locals speak Catalan. And so I'd like to be able to say hello, please, thank you, goodbye, that kind of thing.
Yes. Isn't Barcelona, they're kind of that, they've had a little bit of that separatist thing going on there. So anyway, it seems like an interesting mashup between French and Spanish.
Yeah, I love the study of languages and how we acquire language. It's always been a big interest of mine, so I'm pretty excited to see how this works. Yes.
I was going to say, what do you think about the language of James chapter 3?
Well, here our friend Jim, the brother of Jesus, once again, he's not messing around, Carlin. He's right off the bat, like that first part of chapter 3, once again, he's just like, he's not pulling any punches. He's like, your tongue, you got to watch your tongue. It's a little thing, but it's making big changes in who you are and what you do. And it's such a big reminder.
Yeah, so in the context here, we looked at in chapter 2, it's like, your faith has got to have works that go with it. And then the first thing he launches into is the use of the tongue. And one of the things I thought was interesting here was verse 2, because he's like, the only way you're going to control this, the only way is actually, here's what I was thinking. Tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
The tongue is kind of like a barometer. It indicates what's going on in our life. How's our walk with Jesus going? Because if we're mature, it seems like what it's suggesting is that our tongue is going to have a little bit more control to it, or I don't know how you'd say that. It's not going to be the wild, crazy thing that we don't want it to be. Yeah. But as we become more mature in our relationship with Jesus, it's the kind of thing that does begin to come under control a little bit better.
This one absolutely pierces me because I can get into trouble with my tongue so quickly.
Well, so let's think about it this way. We always seem like when we think about things like that, we go like to the ultimate end. Like, if I was perfect, it would look like this, and I'm not there. However, if we look at the Christian life as more of a process, then the question would be, okay, maybe it's not where I would love it to be, but is it better than it was, some time ago? So hopefully that's the kind of thing that's, like I said, a barometer that's indicating to us, am I really on a growth path, or am I stuck somewhere and my tongue is an indication that I just haven't got anything happening in my life? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like I am better at thinking things through before I just let it rip out of my mouth. And I can tell when I've been in situations where I've kind of let my tongue go unchecked because it's progressive, isn't it? It's like, oh, a little gossip here turns into a lot of gossip there. And I don't like that. So I guess my point was you got to kind of keep it in check from early on, always keeping an eye on it. Yeah.
Another thought that I had was that you can you can use your tongue, I suppose, to try to deceive or to make people think that you're something that you're not. And it seems like as you visit with people, as you listen in on, it becomes pretty clear where people are really at in terms of their level of maturity, because our tongue is not going to it doesn't betray. We can't deceive for very long. It's like it's going to come out. So I think it's just a great reminder to me that's like, okay, let's kind of evaluate what's coming out of my mouth, because that's probably an indication of where I'm at, in my relationship with Jesus. And then he keeps going on here and he keeps talking about, okay, so what does it look like to have good conduct? That's a wise conduct. And it's kind of all wrapped into that same thing here. Our wisdom and our conduct kind of go together.
Yeah, look at verse 17. The wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. That's a big order right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And verse 18 are called to be peacemakers again. Yeah.
Yeah, and verse 17, what you're pointing out there, that it's wisdom. It's not just wisdom, period. It's wisdom from above.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is this idea, and ask for wisdom. I think we read that earlier. This
Yeah.
idea that we ask for wisdom, that wisdom that comes from above, and that wisdom that comes from above is going to be revealed in the use of our tongue and in our conduct. So even as disjointed as the book of James feels, it's like there's some consistent themes here that we're sort of picking up on, it seems like.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that it was inconsistent. I just like he doesn't mess around. Like when he's talking about the tongue, let me see if I can find it here quick. Verse 6, the tongue is a small part of the body, but makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. James is like all about the big metaphor.
Yeah. And driving at that point. Yeah. And just keeps driving at it. So, I mean, it would be interesting to think, how did the readers of this, how do they take this from James?
Right.
Maybe this is James' personality. Maybe he's a direct to the point kind of guy. Maybe the people who read this at first would have been like, oh yeah, that's Brother Jim.
Jimmy's always been like this.
That's who he is. And but again, I got to believe that they would have said, oh yeah, yep, you're right.
But he's on fire. He's on point too. Just very direct reminders to us. We got to walk the walk.
Whether it's in English or Catalan.
Whether it's in English or Catalan. That's right. Well, next week, Carlin, I think we should read chapter 4.
Let's do it.
And in the meantime, we'd love to hear what you think of Brother Jim. Leave us some ideas. Leave us your ideas in the comments, or talk to us personally, or send us a message. We'd love to talk to you about this. We'd also love to see you back here again, same time, same Banter and Bible channel. We'll see you again next week.